Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, re-entering the studio here briefly. I've been taking a bit of a hiatus. Many of you who follow me regularly know that I'm kind of stepped it back to a little bit of a slower pace. I've had a lot of loss and a lot of crises in the last several months, and it caught up with me, so I'm taking it slow. So today we are going to be making a tab book, a tab bound book, and I'm actually using envelopes and some file folders made out of my own mixed media coffee dyed paper, and I'm going to be embellishing and adding papers from Ruby and Pearl, a variety of papers from her kits, because I just am in the mood for this kind of style. So this will probably be a 2 or 3 video series, because we're going to put the tabs on before we decorate anything. So hopefully that's going to make sense here in a moment. So what I've done is I've cut some tabs. I didn't measure the length, I just kind of estimated the length, but they are 1.5 inches wide, I believe, if my cutter is correct. Measurements are not, no, they're an inch. They're 1/2 inch. Well, that'll work too. What was I thinking? Oh my goodness, we're off to a rockin' start. So you can see they are varied heights, because I got tired of being finicky about it. So we're going to be using a combination of envelopes and then some file folders made out of my coffee dyed paper. So this is our first page. So I'm going to go ahead, just for the sake of tracking this is first page. This is, I'm going to write it on the tab here because I can erase that. Second page, this is my original mixed media coffee dyed paper, and I just cut it into a tag shape. So that's page 2. I thought I had glued all these shut, so let me glue this one shut as well, because we're going to make pockets and such and open up some of these envelopes, but we'll do that later. So I'm just going to give that a little bit of glue there. And then it looks like I didn't ink this. I tried to be somewhat prepared. I want to ink this edge that will be a little bit harder to get to when we get everything tabbed together. So that is, and so this is the back side. So this is number 3. This is, again, this is a copy of a photo that I took. This was a mixed media project that I did, so I went ahead and printed it double-sided, so it'll be nice and pretty. So this is number 4. We'll be able to erase those. This is 5. So this isn't an envelope, it's just like a flippy thing, so I'm hoping that this is going to work okay in this project. I'm thinking that it will. So this is number 5. Envelope number 6. This is already glued shut. 6, and then this is the back cover. So we're just going to set the back cover aside because it gets treated a little bit differently. So we're going to turn these back over, and we're going to do 4 tabs and then 3 tabs. So this one will be 4, this one will be 3, and so on. So I'm going to just set these aside, move everything where I can get it a little bit easier here. So we're going to on your first page, you want to glue your tabs on the front. I made that mistake. I made a mistake earlier by not doing that. So yeah, I've corrected that. So you want to just loosely fold this. I wonder if we want that side. Maybe we want a little bit of both, because that side is kind of cool too. I think I'll do that. So I'm not pressing hard. I'm just getting a little bit of a bend there. And I'm going to use my art glitter glue on my tabs, so we're just going to glue this on. And I watched a variety of creators, so I will try to remember to link some of them if I can, but we'll see how that goes. So we want to put this on. Oh, does it go on? It goes on this side. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. This is the first page, so yeah, it goes on here. I just had it turned the wrong way. So I am thinking about this as well, because this is our next page. So we want to make sure all of our tabs fall within the height of the page the next size down. So I hope that makes sense. Probably not, but you know, it is what it is. I'm letting go of all expectations. I'm going to make this one the green one, and I'll just kind of go back and forth between those. It doesn't have to be exact. And then again, I'm just going to kind of put this up here as a guide. And then we're going to put this one on here, about the same distance there. They don't have to be precise at all. So I want to make sure that they're kind of straight though in terms of this way, because that is a bothersome thing to me. So let's go ahead and continue on. I did a prototype. Let me show you my prototype using some craft cardstock so that you know that I didn't just kind of go willy-nilly on this thing. So we're going to kind of try to space these a little bit evenly here. And then we'll do this one here. And I'll reach over and show you the other one. Actually, it looks like I used similar paper for my tabs. But because I'm doing a ruby and pearl kind of design feature on these, I didn't want it to be like this. So this is all just craft cardstock. I took a piece of craft cardstock and I folded it in half. I did cut it down, but look at that tab binding. Is that amazing or what? I love it. I love it so much. So that's what we got going on there. So that is our first one. So now we're going to turn it over, and then we're going to do our tabs on here. So we've got 4 on the first one. So now we need to have 3 in these open spots. So hopefully that is making some sense to you. I'm hoping that it's making sense to me. I'm hoping these are long enough. I think they are, but I guess we'll find out, won't we? So I like to just keep this in place here. Actually, yeah, we'll go right here, just kind of in between there. Again, precision is not that important, okay? Just get them on there. I think that the look of having them kind of be staggered on the spine is kind of cool too. So, you know, a lack of being real precise and persnickety about that could be a benefit to the overall feel of the project. So let's just get that down there, okay? So I don't remember if I mentioned, because I'm a little bit brain dead, that there'll be a few videos in this series here. I felt like I needed something different than what I've been working on. So I finished the eclectic journal for my friend. So I'm super excited about that, and I will be getting that in the mail here very shortly. But I need a break. I need to do something different. So now we've got that turned over. Uh-oh, I just put those on the wrong side. Ah, doggone it. Okay, let's try this again. I'm not too concerned about that. That's all going to get covered up with other bits. So, boy, oh boy, I am just, should be maybe taking a longer hiatus. So, let me think about this again. No. It's going to go like that. So, that was right. Why did it feel wrong? Let me just get these back on here and see. And then that gets glued. Let's try that again. I hope you're not here for perfection, because this is not working as I planned. And like I tell you guys, I have spent so much time watching videos on this, and my brain is just not working right. It's not remembering things. It's not doing anything very, very well. So now you flip this over. I was right. So now you flip this over, so that, because the idea that what I was concerned about was that this was going to be backwards, and it's not. So let me review, since that was really broken. So on the first one, we put our 4 tabs, okay? And then we turn that over, and we put our 3, I just line this up so I get them so that they fit in between there. And then you're going to turn this one over to here, and you're going to start gluing these tabs from the brown envelope onto the file folder piece. So that's going to be this one. Whoops. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Goodness gracious. 2, 3. Hopefully I can move fast enough for that before it dries. So I'm just kind of lining this up a little bit better than I just had it. And then I'm just going to fold that over, and then fold this one over, fold this one over, fold this one over. Okay. So there you got that. Okay. And then now you turn this back over so that, oh, that's all wonky. Why is that so loose in there? Let me just fudge that a little bit. I like it to be kind of tight there. So now you're on to your next piece. So then this one's going to go here, and it's going to be back to 4 again. So let's do that. I'm going to just speed through this just a little bit, guys. And one more here. I think this is going to be okay. If I had decorated this first, I would have probably used some fabric to bind, because I think that would have been really pretty, but I didn't do that. So now we're going to take this piece. So we've got the 3 here, and we've got the 4 here. So now we're going to turn this one over, and we're going to do the same. So I'm going to turn it to the side just so I can see a little bit better. And I'm going to try to line that up. I'm lining it up end to end as well, and then I'll push it in so that it's where it needs to be. So now we're pulling the 3 ones, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, hopefully that's making sense. 1, yeah, 2, it's every other one at this point. 3. Okay, so there we go. Sorry this has been a little bit rough, you guys. It's been a tough few months, and I'm just really clearly needing a little more time to ruminate and over things, because I'm just not, it's like the synapses aren't firing in my brain right now. That's looking good. Looking good. Okay, so now we're going to put this one under here. And again, lining it up from top to bottom, since I've got different heights of items here. I'm just going to give that a little bit of space, and we're going to go ahead and do this. I'm not going to probably speed these elements up, but I'm not going to talk through the whole thing, so I'll turn some music on for you. And as you can see, I am just roughly lining up just so they're not completely like ridiculous. So this one's already on its back, so we can go ahead and turn this one this way. So I'm gonna line up my this edge to this edge so that it's, you know, moderately even, and then just butting that up so that this edge is even as I possibly can. And so now these are the 3, so we don't want to glue those. We're going to glue the one that has 4. So I'm just going to go ahead and put glue on all 4 of the tabs that are on the item that's below the one that we're gluing onto right now. And I'm just going to kind of push that because it's a little bit tight. I'm loving this paper that I chose, though. I think it's going to be really pretty. It's going to go with what we're working on with the Ruby and Pearl paper. So there we go. Awesome. So now we've got this one. So we're going to put this here, and we're going to do our 4. I'm going to move that up a little bit so I can catch both ends. I absolutely love this paper, you guys. I forgot that I made a copy of that when I did the project, and I absolutely adore it. Adore it. So we're getting a little bulky, so I'm having trouble keeping that. I'm just going to move that out a little bit so that I have a little bit of room to work there. So I will be coming back to the waterfall, the boho waterfall journal. I just have to be in a different headspace to work on that project. So I am going to do that when I feel it's going to be the best for you guys, in terms of just feeling more connected to the project. Right now I don't feel connected to that project, so I'm just going to give myself permission to come back to that when I can. So I did watch one of Tracy Fox's videos where she actually did this completely different, in that she separated her pages by the ones that would have 3 tabs and the ones that would have 2 tabs, and then she did all of her tape or all of her binding pieces on all the 3s and then on all the 2s, and then she was able to just kind of marry them up, and she got really straight edges by doing that. And she said that it was much easier to figure out what was going where, because this can be really confusing. So again, this is not a tutorial. I'm just sharing my kind of craft with me moment here, so I'm not the one to learn from necessarily on this project. So this is our 4, so now we're going to fold up our 3s. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. I feel like that needs a little, whoa, not that one, Cara-Renee. Goodness gracious. Okay, there we go. So again, and I like to make them pretty snug. So, but you do you. You're going to probably have to experiment and play, because this was a cluster for sure. There we go. Alrighty, so our last envelope, and then we've got our back. So I'm going to again do this. We're getting bulky, so I have to kind of keep that a little bit more at a distance. I think it's the same. It's just a little bit taller, so I'm just going to kind of I Spy that. I'm not too concerned about it being perfect. These strips are actually from a page from Ruby and Pearl as well. So I love that music paper that's peeking through. I'm going to skip this one down to actually, what are we doing here? I just lost my way. I just lost my way. We want to go here, right? I gotta butt it up so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Because now we're doing 3. Or are we doing 3? Hold on. Yeah, we're doing the 3. Sorry, I had to think about that. So again, take your time, guys, because this is, like I said, it is challenging to think about, especially if you're not feeling very mentally spry, as I am not feeling very mentally spry. So let's just keep on keeping on. So that's that one. So we'll go down here with the cream colored image, and then one more here, the green. Sorry, I'm probably going off camera here, off screen. So I also hope to do, I always do a summer studio tour, so I'm ramping up to do that as well because people look forward to that. So I just need to, I've moved some things around, so I want to relabel some of the drawers and stuff so that it's going to make sense for you guys. So there we go. So now we've got our 4, so we're going to flip this over. Same process. I'm just going to turn it so that I can kind of get in there and see that my envelope is pretty even from edge to edge. And then we're doing that was the 3. So we've got our 3 tabs, right here. And then now we're going to glue the 4s. So let's do that. I'm going to just do one at a time because it's getting a little bulky. And I don't know if I should have left more room for this to kind of expand, but I'm not too concerned about it. It's my first one, so it's going to probably be fantastic. They usually turn out pretty good. I'm not trying to boast on myself, but when you embrace imperfection, you don't tend to be as critical, you know. Okay, so that's that. So that is our journal, and then you want your back, so you don't have to put any tape on the back piece because it's just going to have these ones glued to it, the remaining 3, and we're going to line this one up exactly with the one that is the first envelope in the stack, like that. And then we're going to go ahead and glue these tabs. Again, I'm going to go a little bit slower here because I want to see if I can create a little bit more room there without pulling that too tight. Okay. So we are just about done. In the next video, we will start covering these with some base paper and then see where we go from there. But let me show you what this is looking like now. So that's what the spine looks like, which I love it. I absolutely love it. It's not perfectly even, which I think is absolutely adorable. And so let's make sure everything is going the right direction. So we've got our first page. We got a little bit of room in there, a little bit more than I probably would like. That could have been a little bit tighter in there, but again, first time. So looking pretty darn good though. That's going to work out really, really nice. That's going to be a nice piece. And then there, and then there. So there we go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do want to pull over some things that I thought we would add. So I'm going to do this as a tabbed flip. In fact, let's go ahead and do some of these now because we're only 23 minutes in real time. So let's see where we can add some of these other flips here. So I think this would that's too big for the front. So let's see if we can add this one here, right? For some reason that's really torn. I'm not sure why. So we could add this here with some hinging as well, and we only need to do the hinging on the on this actual piece. Like here, we don't have to do the back. So let's go ahead and do that. Why not? Why not? I am going to still fold it. I've not done this before, so fingers crossed that I don't completely break this. So I'm going to put it on my external piece first, and I don't have to be as precise because I'm not lining it up to anything else. So let's just do that. Now let's see if we've got any more of those ones with the, oh I do. I'm going to do this one in all 3 of them in the same strips here, and then we'll glue them onto the envelope. And let's see, I'm just kind of spacing it. I'm not too concerned about it again. And our third one. If you're concerned directionally about which way these go, then you'd want to kind of pay attention to that. But as far as which piece of this you put the glue on, which half. So there we go. And I'm just kind of generally kind of lining it, looking at the distance there is all. And so then this is going to go here, which is going to be epic. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some glue on the back of these tabs. Like so. Turn that over. And I didn't realize that you could do this. Like, what a great way to add single pages to your journals by being able to just tab them in, is what I'm calling it. So then that's going to have to be bent back. Let me get that in place here, because it kind of came loose there. There we go. Okay, so that's kind of cool. Love it. So there we got our first little insert there. Oh, that's lovely too. I love how that's peeking out. So then I thought we would also, I'm gonna use this for decor, but I've got some tags and some coffee dyed CD pockets I thought maybe we would try. So let's see if we can make one of these work on here. We kind of go like that and hinge this one on here, but we'd have to cut off the top. Yeah, we'd have to cut off the flap, which is fine. Let me do that really quick. Construction of pieces is always my challenge. Once I get to this part, it's like, it's just fun. It's just plain old fun. So this one I'm only going to hinge with 2 pieces of tape or 2 pieces of paper, because it's, I don't have room to do it there with the window. So let's just do these really quick. And then we'll peek at anything else I've got over here, and then we'll be done for the day. I have, as I mentioned, I have my surgery coming up. It's getting close. And as I've mentioned, I'm not afraid per se. It's never fun recovering from surgery, though. I've had a lot of surgery. I had a tonsillectomy at 40-something years old. Terrible time to have a tonsillectomy. And the same summer, I had a full abdominal hysterectomy. I've had back surgery. I've had surgery on both of my feet. And yeah, so not fun at all. Not fun at all. So there we go. So anyway, it's coming up. So it's obviously, I'm thinking about that more, which is, it's not necessarily anxiety producing as much as it is, how am I going to manage everything? Because my youngest daughter is getting married to her fiance, and the wedding is 2 days after my surgery, and there was nothing I could do about that. I didn't have any choices about that, and so I have to just be flexible and just know that it's all going to be okay. So again, I'm just pushing this down here so that that's on that edge, and I'm retraining that fold basically. So, and the wedding is at my house, so thankfully it's a small gathering. I think we need to put one there because I feel like that's too, it's too loose in the middle. So I'm just going to cut a little piece of that off. And it's really laid back, simple, not a lot of people. Well, 70 people is still a lot of people, I think, is what she's estimating. But I'm going to train that to go the other way there. So, but I don't know how I'm going to feel after the surgery in terms of being able to be kind of social or awake or upright. So I'm going to work really, really hard at that because it's my daughter's wedding and I am celebrating her and her new love. So now I've got to figure out, that was still a little bit long, so I'm going to pull this up and give it a new crease right there. Hope this is making sense. And then before you know it, school will be starting again. So it's like, oh, the summer is gone. It's nearly gone. Okay, there we go. So that is that. This might do well to, well, that's going to be a great little opening for the, for whatever I put in that pocket, in that window pocket. So that's perfect. Love it. I'll probably do some collage work around this to cover up those binding pieces. So that's that. And then let's see what else we've got. And I also made this file folder, but it was way too small, I felt like, to put it in the actual book here. So I thought maybe we could put it someplace else. Oops, a piece of paper on the back. Oh, a piece of paper glued on the back. How did that happen? Okay, so I don't want to bulk it up too much. I think I might skip that because I've also got some tags that are going to go in it. So it's already kind of bulky. But I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go, and we will work on some of this other stuff in the second video. I thank you for being here. Take care. Bye-bye.